Hey guys, this is Circles Day 2, and the reason I wanted to make a video today, if you were in class, you got to take part in a lot of cutting and drawing and compass using and things like that. But if you missed school today, or you're home ill, or you're still unclear about what we did today, I wanted to just go ahead and make a quick video just so we can review and I can show you. And that's why I'm on the webcam here too, because I'm going to show you how to use a compass. So let's go ahead and get started. So hopefully you have the notes from day 2 in front of you. The first part of the notes are just some review, and we're looking at this. Let me see if I can move my webcam over so that we can see. Oh, look at that. I'm moving myself up into the corner. There we go. Okay, so we're looking at this circle down here, and we want to name the circle. Remember that we're going to name the circle for the letter that's naming the point in the center. So this circle is going to be circle F. And then if we're going to name a radius, we're going to look at these line segments that extend from the center to the circumference, any point on the circumference. And on this circle there are several. There's one here that starts at F and goes to H, and that would be called line segment FH. There's line segment FI, line segment FJ. There are a bunch. Line segment FG. Okay, and then if we want to name a diameter, we're going to look for a line that goes all the way from one point on one side of the circumference through the center of the circle to a point on the other side of the circumference. And so on this circle we only have one, and it's line segment GI. And then if we're looking for a chord, we're looking for a line segment that starts on one side of the circle and extends to a point anywhere else on the circumference, but does not necessarily go through the center. It can, but it doesn't have to. And so on this circle, a chord would be line segment GI. Okay, let me erase what I've got here. Then when we're looking for a central angle, and this is all review from yesterday, by the way, guys, we're looking for an angle that starts on any point on the circumference, then goes through that center point and back out to the other side of the to any other point on the circumference. And so that's key. It has to have that center point at the middle. So we're looking at this angle is angle HFJ. It goes down there. There's also angle HFG, which is the one I was tracing right there first. And then if we're going to name an arc, we're looking for an arc on the outside, on the circumference of the circle. So two examples would be arc HG and arc HI. Okay, so that's all from yesterday. So there's a whole video on that. You guys can look it up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go through your textbook, and we're going to look at page 22. And I have a textbook right here. Hopefully you have yours in front of you too. So if you open it up, you can see it has a couple circles there, and it's just basically telling you exactly what we just went over, that the center of the circle is named for the center, or for the point at the center. In your textbook it's circle O, and then it tells you to draw a straight line MP which passes through the center of the circle, and that ends up being a diameter. So you can go ahead and just look at page 22, just kind of study it and look at what it's got drawn there. Okay, the point is that we're looking at diameter and we're looking at radius. Okay, so if you can see on my textbook right here, oop, there it is. I've got this line from one side to the other, line segment MP. And because it goes all the way from one side to the other and goes through the center, that's a diameter. And then if I were to look at line segment OP, a line segment that just extends from the center to the, I can't, I'm having to move backwards here. There we go. A line segment that extends from the center of the circle just to the edge, that's just going to be a radius. And what I want you to see is that MP is twice as long as OP, which means that diameters are twice as long as radii. Okay, on the next page, on page 23, you need to measure the radius of each circle. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take your compass, so hopefully you have one of these, and you're going to open it up, and there's a little, let's see if I can show you here. There's a little like slider thing, right? And this points to the measurement. And on one side of your compass, it's going to say centimeters up here. And on the other side, it'll say inches up here, okay? And you're going to want the side that says centimeters because we're going to be measuring well, maybe not everything, but at least today we're measuring in centimeters, okay? So I want you to use that, and we're going to measure these circles, okay? Now, if we're measuring the radius, we're going to be measuring from the center point to the edge of the circle. So we're going to put the pointy part of our compass on the center point and then put the point of our pencil on the other side, on the edge. So hopefully you can see that. Okay? And then we're going to read what it says on the top of the circumference. So let me get this one a little bit better here. There we go. And now I'm going to read it. I'll put my book down. And mine says that that radius measured 3 centimeters. So hopefully you came up with something similar. Okay, so go ahead and do the other 2 circles that are on your page, on page 23. Now, you're not writing in your textbook because this is a textbook, so make sure you just measure and don't actually leave pencil marks, okay? Then what I want you to do is write your measurement on your notes. So there's a spot on your notes where you can write that, and then come back and check. All right, so you should have come up with about 3 centimeters for circle A. Circle B was about 4 centimeters, and circle C was about 6 centimeters. Now, each time we measured a radius. Okay, now hopefully you got a blue sheet of paper, and let me just pause the video for a second so I can pull my version. Okay. So you got a blue sheet of paper, and we're going to be using that in just a second. But first, let's go ahead and flip the page in your textbook and look at the top of page 24. And you're going to measure this time. There's a large circle there. You're going to measure both the radius and the diameter of the circle. So I'm talking about the page that looks like this. And we're looking right here at the top. And you're going to measure the radius and the diameter. So use your compass. Put the point down on the center point of the circle and extend the pencil to the edge. Okay, now obviously you're just measuring half of the circle right there, right? So that's going to be the radius. Remember radius, when I read you guys that book the other day, radius only was as tall as half the circle, so that's how you can remember. But you should have gotten a radius of about 5 centimeters. And if your radius is 5 centimeters, well, actually, let's go ahead and let's measure the diameter. Let's put the point of our compass on one edge of the circle, measure across, and put the pencil on the other edge. So now you're measuring all the way across, okay? And you should have gotten a measurement of about 10. So 10 centimeters. So what I want you to see from that is that radius was 5. If radius was 5 and diameter was 10, diameter is going to be twice whatever radius is all the time. Okay, now go ahead and take out that blue circle that you have and cut out the circle. So it looks something like this. Oh, Mrs. Juergens is gone now. Okay, so you have your blue circle, and I want you to fold it into fourths. All right, so you folded it into something that looks like this. There it is. Okay, now you can find the center, right, because it's right here. So go ahead and unfold it. And mark the center on your circle, just like I did. And you can mark it with a letter if you want. I named mine Circle J because, you know, obviously, J for Juergens. And we're going to measure the radius and the diameter of this paper circle. So let's take our compass again, and we're going to put the point in the center, right where you marked with your pencil, and we're going to measure out to the circumference. So it looks something that's kind of hard for me to do this on the camera, but oh, there it is. I'm putting the point on the center, and I'm extending my pencil out to the edge. Okay? And if you do that, well, you know what? Go ahead and do that. Pause the video, and then write down on your notes what measurement you got in centimeters. Okay, so you should have gotten about 9.5 centimeters for the radius. And then to find the diameter, you can either measure all the way across, or your compass might not even, your compass isn't going to be big enough to measure all the way across. So what you're going to need to do is multiply that 9.5 times 2, because radius is half of diameter, diameter is double radius, okay? So to find our diameter, we're just going to multiply radius times 2, and we're going to get 19 centimeters. So let's make sure we have everything filled in here on your paper. Whoops. So radius was 9.5, and diameter was 19 centimeters. Okay? Okay, now I want you to, on the bottom of your notes, I would like you to set your compass at 5 centimeters. So you're just going to move that little pointer until it points to the 5 on the centimeter side. So it's going to look about like that. Then I want you to put the point down and then just draw a circle. And some people find it easy to hold up here. I had one student today who was able to hold the compass like a pencil and just kind of force the point down and then rotate the pencil around. I find that a little bit harder. So, you know, just find whatever works for you. But I want you to draw a circle with a radius of 5 centimeters, and then I want you to go back and draw a line out from the center and label it 5 centimeters, just like that. Go ahead and pause the video and do that now. Okay. Now I want you to do the same thing on the back of your notes, and I want you to draw a circle of diameter 8 centimeters. Now notice that I said diameter. Okay, so if you're going to draw a circle with a diameter of 8 centimeters, what will you need to set your compass at? Yeah, you're going to need to set your compass at 4 centimeters. So go ahead and do that, and then draw your circle. Your compass should look something like that. And think about whether your circle is going to end up being larger or smaller than the last one you drew. Okay, then go ahead and draw a line all the way across and label that diameter 8 centimeters. And then I want you to fill in your notes below that. It says if the radius of a circle is 4 centimeters, the diameter is going to be what? It's going to be double 4, right? So it's going to be 8 centimeters. If the diameter of a circle is 18 centimeters, the radius is going to be half of that. So the radius is going to be 9 centimeters. Okay, go ahead and pause the video and fill in the chart below. All right, so let's take a look. So we have circle A with a radius of 8 meters. Our diameter is going to be double that, so 16 meters. Now we have circle B with a diameter of 20 meters. The radius needs to be half of that, so 10 meters. Circle C has a diameter of 16 meters, so the radius is half at 8 meters. And circle D has a radius of 7 centimeters. The diameter is double that, 7 times 2, 14 centimeters. Okay, so you guys, after this video, should be able to write a rule or a relationship between radius and diameter. So what I'd like you to write is that radius is half of the diameter, and write this formula over here, r equals d over 2, and write diameter is twice the radius, d equals 2 times r, and that's a little times sign right there. Okay? All right, hopefully we all now know how to use a compass and have an understanding about the relationship between radius and diameter. Radius is half of the diameter. Diameter is double the radius. And that's it for today.